Hello and welcome back to Planets and Problems, the astrology podcast by two girls that are not astrologists.
No, I like that.
I'm Ayesha.
I'm Atalia.
And that's our new intro.
Two girls that are not astrologists. That is like what this podcast should be called.
The two girls that aren't astrologists.
Just to cover our own backs.
Yeah, just in case anyone comes for us.
Which is pending.
Yeah. I'm Ayesha.
We already did that.
Oh, did we do that? You didn't say who you were.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
I think.
I did go out last night.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a Sagittarius.
And I'm a Virgo.
Why are we actually this shit?
Yeah. We'll try again next time.
Okay, yeah, we're only like, what, so many episodes in. We'll get the intro right at some point. What do you have to tell me?
So, the only thing I can think to tell you this week is about my meditating and my tarot cards, because you got me some tarot cards for my birthday, didn't you?
Yeah, you recently had a birthday turn the Virgo. Are you going to tell them what age you are?
21.
Okay.
28. I should actually be more like, oh, I'm 40.
Yeah. And I've been meditating for the past 40 years.
Yeah, I'm 28, and yeah, you got me tarot cards for my birthday, and I was so excited to play around with them. So the first thing that happened, which I think you know about, is our mum came over to drop my birthday present off, picked up the tarot cards, took them out of the deck, and a card flipped out her, and it was the death card.
Oh yeah.
That was quite funny. Well, some people might not think that's funny, but I thought it was. And then I kept hearing that, like, so I've been doing energy cleansing on them. Yeah. And then I heard that you should meditate with them. I think you might have mentioned that as well, to meditate with the cards.
I think we did some research on it, yeah.
Yeah, so I decided to meditate with the cards. So I found just a random YouTube meditation, and it was only 8 minutes long. And I sat there, and what they told you to do was, obviously it was just your standard meditation, deep breathing, etc., and it was a visualization, and the visualization was basically you're in the woods, and you get to this space where it's a circle clearing field with trees surrounding it, and there's a chest at the end, and you go and bring the chest into the middle of the circle, and you open the chest, and out comes your cards, and you're visualizing your actual cards in the meditation, and the cards are like spinning.
Oh, that's cool.
And then eventually the cards stop spinning, 3 cards come out, and the rest of the cards go back into the chest, and it tells you to remember. It starts from the left. Remember the 3 cards. What are the cards? What do they look like? So,
and this is part of the cleansing?
This is part of the, it's not about cleansing, I've already cleansed them with sage.
Is this like
this is to connect with your cards,
right.
Yeah. So there's 3 cards that you can see in the meditation, and you've got to remember what they are. It makes you go through the cards, remember what they are. So I did that, finished the meditation, and then my cards are obviously in front of me. I pick up my cards and then pull out 3. Obviously I'm doing the shuffle thing, 2 drop out. I'm like, okay, no, that's 2, I'll leave those there. And then I went to get the 3rd one, and I looked, and there was 1 card left in the box. So I was like, oh, that's my 3rd one then. So I picked that one, put the rest of the cards back in the box, turned the 3 cards over, and in the visualization, the first card had a king on it, the second card had a queen on it, and the 3rd card was shapes that I couldn't really make out, like it was a shape. Yeah. Tell me why the first card that I turned over had one of the kings on it, the second card had like the high priestess on it, and the 3rd card was like one of the coins ones, and there's like 4 coins, but obviously I couldn't make out the shape.
I feel like that's just like standard for you. Like, I'm not that. What does it mean? Did you find what happened?
I've no idea what it means.
Oh.
I've no idea what it means.
What did those cards mean? Like, what was the reading from those?
So the reading from those was, I thought the king was the guy that I'm seeing because it related to him, and the high priestess was me. And then the 3rd card, I didn't think to do this till after, I need to go back and do it. The 3rd card, the coins one, I can't remember what it said, but I then thought afterwards, in hindsight, oh, maybe that card was about our relationship.
Right.
But I didn't I was just like, took that card as, oh, this is a reading of me. So I need to go back and find out what that third, like, remember what that third card means, because I think that will be something to do with our actual relationship, bearing in mind it was him and me that came out. So I need to do a bit more on that, but I have no idea how that happened, why that happened, or why that's even a thing. But yeah, that's my tarot card experience. I'll let you know if I have any others.
That sounds like a standard, like, Tuesday night.
It was so weird. It wasn't something that I was even expecting to happen. I was like, oh, this is what the card is, this is what the card is, this is what that one is. Can't really work out what it is, but I can see the shapes and the colours. And then there are the cards that came out. And it was strange because the third card was not the card that I was going to pick. It was the card that was just left. There was just one card left in the box that I didn't realise had not taken out. Obviously, I was then like, oh, I was about to pick one from the pack. I was like, oh, that's the card.
Oh.
So, yeah, very strange.
Sorry.
No worries. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm coming down with something.
Great.
Well, I went out last Saturday night and I had a drink, and I don't really drink that much anymore, and it just reinforced, like, the idea that I shouldn't be drinking. It's not for me.
Aww.
Like, I don't like the person that I am the day after. Like, I saw you on that Sunday for Dad's birthday. I didn't like the character that I was that day.
You didn't have as much bounce in you.
No. I just wasn't feeling myself the way that I usually do. So I wasn't even that, like, hungover. I was just, like, down. Like, just that horrible, like, grogginess that you get with a hangover. And yeah, I basically just I just decided, like, I don't really drink anymore, unless it's going to be, like, it's a planned thing. Like, when I drank that night, it was very, like, last minute, like, let's go on a night out, we'll get a bottle of wine. Unless it's, like, my birthday, or it's, like, I'm going to a wedding or something like that. Other than that, I'm just not drinking, just for the sake of it. Well,
you're going to be a sober going out girl then.
I know. Going out sober, I've done it before, and drunk people are funnier when you are sober.
The only thing I don't like about it is that if you go into a club or something like that, you're pushed around a lot, and if you're not drunk, you notice it more.
Right. No, I notice it drunk.
Oh, well, I don't.
Because
I'm just floating about.
Yeah. Do you think it's just us because we're small, like, or do you think this happens to most people? Because I get shoved around at night out so much it's like invisible.
Yeah, same.
Also, I wanted to tell you about how I feel like I'm failing at being my star sign.
Why?
Because, right, and I've only just come to this conclusion about how a Sagittarius, which is me, like, one of the first, like, prominent traits about a Sag is that they like to, like, travel and explore and see new things. And I thought, that isn't really me. Like, I do want to, like, travel and explore, but, like, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I don't. And then I realised that the reason that I feel like this is because mental health comes first, and I've got anxiety. So it's like, how am I exploring the world and doing all this, like, adventurous stuff, getting 100 new careers a month, but I've got anxiety, so I actually don't want anything to change ever.
Fair enough, but I think you are adventurous.
Oh yeah, more so. Definitely more now than what I used to be.
I guess so, but that's just growing up, isn't it? Like, how adventurous can you be as a teenager? But I think you are quite, like, you like to try different things and you like to have different experiences. Like, you're not the sort of person that wants to go to Benidorm for every single holiday for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, you'll want to go to different places and do different things.
Shout out, Dad.
Yeah, and then you also say that you prefer, like, presents that are experiences.
Yeah.
So I think you are.
Maybe it's just, I'm just thinking in terms of, like, having lots of new careers. Like, the thought of, like, leaving my job that I have now to go to, like, a different job other than obviously this job that I do here, like social media. Like, the thought of having to leave my actual job and going to do, like, the whole job interview process and all that again, it just sparks up my anxiety. The thought of having to, like, get on a plane or a boat or a train and, like, travel, like, the thought of that just sparks up my anxiety, so I just shut it down. So I just think, like, if I didn't have anxiety, like, where would I be right now?
Oh my gosh, well, that is something that you need to go away and think about and look into and do some shadow work on the anxiety and where it came from, as in, obviously anxiety is anxiety, but with some things, if it's like situational, so for example,
Yeah,
if it's
social.
around like things changing and stuff like that, you could actually do some journaling on when was the first time I was ever scared of something changing.
Ugh, I ain't got the memory for that.
The
Do you
first
remember
time
that
you
kind
can
of stuff?
the first time you can remember it, basically, like, so it doesn't necessarily, it's not like, oh, they changed my my formula when I was 1 from this to this. It's like, no, that's not going to be the first. But the first experience that you can remember where something changed and you didn't like it. So it could even be like you got a different teacher at school, and you did not like it. So it just the first experience that you can actually remember where something changed and you just didn't like it. And it's going back to that and thinking, right, how did that experience make me feel, and writing all that down, right, why, and just going why, asking yourself why, and if you can do a meditation with it, visualize the child version of you and ask them to tell you why. And they will tell you why. And then part of the healing side of it is, for after you've managed to figure out why, you say to that child that it's okay, and you basically get over it.
Things change.
For fuck's sake. Right, be a bit nicer than that, please. You're trying to heal the child, not make it worse.
I don't look at my, like, this is terrible, but I don't look at my, like, child self and have, like, sympathy.
Okay. Why? Why not?
I don't know.
Are you that detached from your child self?
I don't know what it is. I just don't look, you know, like some people like look back on like when they were little, that like there's loads of trends going around on like TikTok and stuff about like your child, like what your child self would say. And, like, oh, I remember you talking about this little girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just like don't give a shit.
You're like, fuck your little girl. Life's hard, mate.
Yeah. Not even like that. Just like, I don't know. I just find it hard to be like, oh, that poor girl. Like, it's just me.
Yeah. No, that's good and bad, because that either means that you've not got anything that happened to you as a child that was that traumatic that you'd need to feel sorry for them.
No, I do.
Right.
There definitely is something there.
Right. So then the other part is that you have detached yourself from it, and there's some healing work that needs to be done.
Probably,
because it's more like you need to actually reconnect with the
maybe
inner child.
That is it, yeah.
Because I don't sit and feel sorry for myself, for my child self, but I can just relate to her and understand like why those experiences made me the person that I am today.
Yeah.
So it's not about feeling sorry, it's about looking at, right, why am I who I am today? Because that child literally created you. It took every single bad thing that had ever happened to them and created an adult that now has issues that stem from every single bad thing that has ever happened to them.
Yeah.
And that's why like the inner child, the healing work, is probably some of the most important work that you can actually do, because the amount of things that you can overcome, self-doubt, money issues, like obviously anxiety and things like that you can actually overcome by healing that part of you, is crazy. And it basically
maybe I
make
need
you
to look
unstoppable.
into it more then. They also say to do that with like phobias, to try and remember like your first experience being afraid of whatever it was. And I struggle with that. I'm afraid of spiders like everybody else in the fucking world. And when I try and remember like my first experience, like bad experience with a spider, like I don't like the probably first one I can remember was when I was like 16, and I was probably scared of them for about 10 years before that. So I feel like it's hard to do because you don't really remember. I just have.
But I think if you can go back to any part of yourself that's younger, that's had a bad experience with it, you can help them. So it's about, what would you say to a 16-year-old that you've never met about that situation? That's the way you're saying it. You're both screaming in the visualization, screaming, trying to get me to come in. I think that'd need hypnosis though. I think the sleep hypnosis would be a good one for that. But yeah, definitely, it's really hard to do the inner child work, and it can be quite distressing, but it's definitely something that I would recommend anyway.
Okay. Well, that got deep.
It did get deep. I will give you the affirmation of the week now. And I've been doing this affirmation for a week now, every day, saying it out loud. And I actually want people to try this one.
What, here right now?
No, don't you just try it right now, but I want you to say it every day.
Okay.
In the mirror, I want you to look at a tree and say it. I want you to, just once a day, look at something in nature, look at the sky and say it, whatever. Just, you could look at your flowers and say it.
Oh, my flames.
Oh, your flames. Yeah, that'd be a good one. So the affirmation is, universe, show me how good it can get.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that.
It's really easy, it's really simple, and it's you already being grateful for how good it is. Because you're like saying, how good can it get? That's saying it's already good. Thank you so much for what you've already provided to me. Or is it
almost like ungrateful and disrespectful? Because it's like,
oh, for God's sake.
Go on, do your fucking best. The universe is like, I'm giving you everything I've got.
No, you're daring the universe.
Right,
show me how good it can get.
Does the universe like that?
We'll see.
I don't know about that one. I feel like that could go either way.
No, it doesn't work like that. Like, at the end of the day, if you're asking for something, if you're positive, what the good part of the affirmation is, you're asking the universe to show you something.
Okay.
So by asking for something, so for example, a lot of people do, universe, show me a sign of this, show me a sign of that. It could be a loved one's past, show me a sign that, you know, they're still here. And people do see things. So the way to actually get something from the universe, like, quite quickly, is by asking them to show you something. So obviously you could try and manifest £1 million as many times as you want, but actually, if you just ask them to show you, they find it's a lot easier for it to show you something.
Giving the universe free reign.
Yeah. Just to show you how amazing life can be. And that will give you what's aligned to you, because you don't want to be manifesting things that aren't aligned to you. That doesn't always go right. So by saying, just show me how good it can get, it's giving you what's aligned to you, and that's what's great. So yeah, I want everyone to try it every single day. It's really easy to remember, and it takes seconds to say. I didn't mean to rhyme there at all, but I did.
It wasn't the rhyming, it takes seconds to say. That's the equivalent of, like, press that subscribe button, it's free.
Oh, and whilst you're here, whilst we're on that, press the subscribe button. It's free.
It's free.
And the like button.
And it takes seconds.
Yeah, and if you're on Spotify, follow. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars, please. And a little review.
Small one, doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yeah.
Take seconds out of your day.
And should we go on to the problems?
Yeah, okay.
Problems of the week.
I'm excited.
Email planetsandproblems@gmail.com to let us know your problems, or if you've got any questions. And we will read them out on the podcast and try and advise you the best we can.
We're not professionals. What did you say at the start?
An astrology podcast by 2 girls that aren't astrologists.
We are not astrologists, but we like astrology. We like astrology and we like to help people.
That is cute.
Can I go?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You all ready, guys? I'm a Capricorn with an Aries moon and a Capricorn rising. He's a Cancer with a Virgo moon and a Capricorn rising. We've got 2 Cap risings here. He is super critical and always picky. I yell or completely ignore his crap.
Capricorn Sun and Rising, first of all. That's very nice of you to write in Capricorn Sun and Rising.
I think that's quite unfortunate.
I'm a bit scared of you, I'm not gonna lie.
What, this cap?
Yeah.
This big 3 combo.
The double cap with the Aries moon. Yeah, I'm scared, especially the I yell.
Yeah, it's almost like, so there's Capricorn, right, and there's no escaping that sign because it's your sun and it's your rising. There's no escaping that. The Aries moon is what terrifies me, because
That's what I mean. It's the yelling. It's the yeah.
So, oh my god, I feel like we diverge too much. Diverge. I don't know. But so let me just quickly tell you this. So I have a Aquarius boyfriend, right? And whenever I talk about how lovely my Aquarius boyfriend is on like TikTok or anything, people are always like, what? That doesn't sound like an Aquarius at all.
Okay.
Like Aquarius is in a relationship, like they never give a shit about you, like they don't care about you. I'm like, what's going on? And he's got this Aries moon, which I think makes him care a bit more than what a typical Aquarius sun would.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, Aries moon have two sides to them. Like, you know, he cares.
The yelling.
Yeah, there's this yelling that's going off, but at least he cares. Because there's also this song, right? Called Aquarius. I'm Aquarius. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's a banger. And in the song, some people like it, some people don't. I think it's a banger. In the song, it's basically saying, I'm Aquarius, I'm laid back, I don't care, I bought you this engagement ring, but if you don't like it, I'll just take it back to the shop. That kind of vibe. And that's just not my boyfriend at all. Like, he's not that laid back. And now I feel like, now I've found out about his Aries moon, I'm starting to understand why people don't think that my boyfriend is really the way that he is.
That makes sense, because the moon it's your emotions, isn't it? And it's how, like, who you truly are, like your soul.
Yeah. Which
you only really see if you're in a relationship with someone or you're really close to them. You'll get to see that side. So that's interesting. So an Aries moon's not necessarily the worst thing. I think though, so you've said he's a Cancer with a Virgo moon and Capricorn rising. So this super critical side, Ray, is coming from that Virgo moon. So as we've just said, your emotions deep down is your moon. If you're a Virgo moon, you are going to be critical as fuck. You're going to be just permanently criticising. I don't even know. You might have to delete the Virgo moon, because I think like the only way to move forward with being critical is to delete your Virgo. You need to get rid of it completely. You need to like...
Right, let's just relax.
You need to extract it. Because how do you... I don't know. I don't think I've met a Virgo moon. That's why I'm saying that. Because to me, being a Virgo as it is, I am crazy critical.
I feel like moon's different.
Do you?
Yeah. So moon is you, who you are by yourself, who you are like inside, deep within, like you said, you know, not many people get to see it.
Yeah, so they're seeing
So I'm seeing that as like, they'd be hypercritical of themselves. Not necessarily of like the people around them, of like the situations that they're in. I'm thinking that's more like, if we're picking out Virgo's critique, like the criticisms that Virgos have, I wouldn't say that's coming from the moon. I think this criticism is coming from that Cap rising. There's too much Capricorn in this one message. And think Capricorns and Virgos, they don't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, that's true.
Capricorns can be very critical.
But then you've said he's a Cancer, so his son's a Cancer, but then you've not said anything nice about him in this. Like, I know it's not the longest message, but we've not got anything to claw it back, really.
It's not even like, but the sex is good.
Yeah, we've not got anything. It sounds like bad overall. So I think there's too much.
They're not even asking for help.
They're not asking for help. So I'm just thinking there's too much Capricorn going on, and we might have to just sort of like finish this.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about the Cancer sun, because there's nothing in there screams any Cancer traits.
No.
Yelling.
The yelling is...
They're probably crying in response to the yelling that you're giving them. Like, that's all I'm getting from Cancer sun.
Yeah, I think I would say talk about it, but I don't really know what you can talk about if someone's really critical. You just don't really want that in your life.
Stop yelling at them. That's not going to do anyone any good. maybe just say to them, I feel like you're really critical of, and you know, it makes me quite insecure. Express how it makes you feel. So you're super critical about X, Y, and Z. It's too much. It's not always what I need to hear. It makes me feel X, Y, and Z. Can you please reframe?
Yeah. And not, you're so critical. No, don't shout. Like, this is a message to anyone that's got any sort of Aries in any part of the chart. Stop shouting. I hate people shouting. It really upsets me.
And don't ignore it. Ignore this crap. Don't ignore it. You need to bring it up. And don't shout about it.
Right, are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Dating Libra. So they're dating a Libra and their sign is a Taurus. He plays devil's advocate and hates change so much to the point he convinced himself that teaching isn't so bad, and he complains about it every day. And he won't listen to me or hear my opinions.
Christ.
I think this one's hilarious because one of the last people that I went out with was a teacher and they were a Libra. And I'm like, is this you? Actually, oops.
Oh,
right,
don't say the name.
Bleep his name out. I'm like, is this you? Are you there? Because he was teaching and he would complain so much, and I would be constantly trying to like advise him and help him and like sit and offer to plan lessons with him and all this stuff, but he would just complain and complain and complain about it, but then convince himself that it's like the best career ever and it's the only career for him, but he was permanently moaning about it.
Maybe that's a Libra thing then, like they force themselves to suffer and try and convince themselves that things aren't as bad.
Yes.
Do you think?
Yes, I do, because the Libras that I know, and I know quite a few Libras actually, all have some sort of ongoing issue that they love to complain about but refuse to do anything about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Libras love to moan.
it could be anything. It could be the relationship they're in, it could be money, it could be literally, it could be anything, and it'll be this consistent theme in their life, and then they don't actually do anything about it. So I'm just here giving like the same advice over and over again, so I actually don't do it anymore.
And as a Virgo, you want to see people take your advice on actually do something about it, not just moan again the next week.
I want them to improve. I want them to do better.
Yeah. Right, let me just take it back a sec. So, right, he plays devil's advocate and hates change so much. What's the devil's advocate got to do with any of it? That's
probably just where you sat having a conversation with someone and no matter what you say, they bring up the other side of it.
Oh, fuck that.
Fair enough. If
it's like being on a constant podcast.
Fair enough if sometimes you've said something and the person's like, well actually Ayesha, I do think you should think about it this way. Fair enough if that happens sometimes.
Oh my
God. But if they are constantly like playing devil's advocate, doesn't matter what you said, you could be like, oh well, you know, this person's so annoying, they nearly ran me off the road. Yeah, but you don't know what sort of day they were having.
No, but that's me.
What, with everything? Not with everything,
but if anyone's ever complaining about something that's strange, like a stranger's attitude, I'm like, hold up, you don't know.
Yeah, but that's specific. That is specific thing.
Yeah.
If someone's doing it for every single thing.
But if it's like, oh, I think I might switch up what I have for breakfast. Well, you don't necessarily want to do that, do you? Because it might throw you off the rest of the day. Like, if it's every single thing from the moment you have your breakfast, forget that.
And also, not even just that, but stuff where someone has actually, like, wronged you in a way, and they're sat there bringing up the other side, when actually all you want is someone to go, are you fucking joking me? I can't believe they did that to you. You know, when you just,
you
need to, like, rile up together even more. Yeah. Instead of like them pissing you off because they're on their side.
Okay, well that's that. I'm already done with that one fucking thing. He hates change so much to the point he convinced himself that teaching isn't as bad. Yeah, okay, we've covered that. And he won't listen or hear your opinions because he's too busy playing devil's avocados. Fuck that shit right up.
Okay. Oh my.
Do you know how disrespectful it is to not listen to somebody? especially when dating.
Yeah.
Like, if someone doesn't even respect to listen to your opinion, then how is that how is that good for anything?
No, it's not, especially if they're complaining. So they're almost like, it's like they almost need or want advice, and they're not listening. I don't know if I'm I don't think I'm a Libra stan at the moment.
Why?
I don't know, just last few episodes that we've recorded, and Libras in general, I just don't know if they're really hitting the mark. I think they've got some changes to make overall as a sign.
Right.
We're not hearing good things.
But then I feel like Libras, people that I know that are Libras, they fucking love being a Libra. Because they think that, thing is about being a Libra, one thing that they've got going for them is that they are people pleasers. They care an awful lot about other people. That is such an amazing trait to have.
Yeah.
The end. All the other traits about Libras are just like, we're coming back to this balance thing. I haven't done any more research on what the fuck Libras being balanced means.
We need to do that.
But yeah, everything else is just a bit like, is that even that good of a trait?
Yeah, I'm not sure about Libras at the moment, but Libra and Taurus, what do we think? Yes or no?
Oh, what we got? Air and Earth. Sorry about that, the camera went off.
Air and Earth, that's interesting that you say that, because what we've got here is the Taurus is the Earth sign, and we've got the Libra air, and the Taurus is almost just trying to like ground the Libra, because they're all over the place with like complaining and life's crap, blah 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 blah, and then you've got, so they're in the air, and then you've got the Taurus trying to ground them.
Oh my god, that's mental. What is actual like air sign? I don't even know a lot about them. Like what is the element meaning? Do you know? We'll do some research into that. Taurus and Libra, yeah, it could work. In this situation, no, it's not for me.
So
yeah, this is what I mean. I feel like I feel like they got these last 3 zodiac signs and thought, right, we've got to give them an element. I don't know.
Well, it says that they can be communicative, and the air element is our breath, the most necessary and invisible function of the human body.
That's giving me nothing. What does that mean?
It means Libras can fuck off this week.
No, I was gonna say I like Libra men.
No, they're the worst.
Really?
Yeah, for me.
I get on with Libra men like that.
I don't have any Libra men friends.
Oh no, I ain't got any friends. But when I've like met them in the past.
Well, yeah,
like,
I get on with them like that. They're charismatic, I would say. They breeze through life, never stopping to catch their breath.
Also not.
And apparently they're actually not too bad at making decisions.
What? Well, that's not Libras. Libras indecisive, hot and cold. Like, do you know what I mean? Like all these other Libra traits, there's nothing actually like beneficial to anybody else, not even themselves. So they're like, oh, I'm these people pleasers. I want to like just help everybody else out and do people favors and like help people get through life easy. But then you've got all these other like problematic traits going on with you, and it's like that's no help to anybody.
Literally.
So if I was a Libra, I'd probably just do a bit of work on like sorting my sign out.
Like I said, Libras need to sort themselves out completely, all of them. So we will come back to you at some point with some practical steps you Libras can take to actually become better people.
Yeah, at least they're nice to look at.
Yeah. And they have nice clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we moving on to the question? Are we doing another one, or are we
It's up to you. I don't mind. If you're ready to wrap up. Oh, fucking hell, question of the week. Have you got one?
I've got one.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, okay, let's get into it then.
Okay, so we'll this week we will do our planet problem now.
We do it every week.
I knew you were gonna like catch me out on that. The one thing with me and Tom, Tara's worse at it, that if you say something that is slightly wrong, you are not gonna get away with it. She'll either bring it up straight away, or like an hour later, she'll just find a way to bring up the thing that you said wrong, just to remind you that she did clock it.
Do you wanna know something else?
What?
In one of the episodes, we were actually saying stuff that was so stupid. It was one of them. You're on about angel numbers, and it's like you're saying like 444. I don't even just see it on the time, because like when are you going to see it on the time? Because you said something like you'd have to be up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, mate, 4 o'clock happens twice in one day. And I don't know why I didn't catch you out on that, because I remember thinking it at the time, and then when I was editing it, I was thinking, no, like you can see 4 o'clock, like it's 4 p.m. 4:44 p.m.
Not if you've got military time on.
I bet you don't.
I actually do.
What, you have your 24-hour one on?
Yeah.
That's not always been the case for you.
No, it hasn't.
No, it's
but
not.
I have learned
I said something else stupid, so I feel like I need to bring that up now as well. I said something that was so stupid in that episode. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I wrote down what I said.
Oh, of course. Of course you didn't write down what she said.
Oh, no, this is what I said. I was saying something about, like, it was something to do with, like, the sensors. Like, I was saying, like, oh, it was about how nothing feels real.
Right.
And, like, only thing that's real to me is the things that I can feel with my sensors. But I say with the 6 senses that I have. Don't know if I can... I don't know the last time I checked, but I'm pretty sure I only have 5.
That's your intuition.
I can see dead people.
The 6th sense. Everyone has a 6th sense. That is actually...
I'm like on this rant, I'm like, there's 6 senses that I have. Like, what?
Oh, that is so funny. Right, okay, so there's a little bit of a line, like a quote to this that I heard off a podcast. So before I ask you the question, this is gonna like aid you in thinking about the question.
Okay.
So I heard this on a podcast. So it's the quote is, "I love you for no reason, because if I love you for a reason, it's the reason that I love and not you."
Oh.
Right? So the question is, do you believe in unconditional love? Because to me, the quote, "I love you for no reason, because if I love you for a reason, it's the reason I love and not you." If you love someone for a reason, that's conditional.
Yeah.
You're loving them based on those reasons.
I want to believe that there is such thing as unconditional love. Surely everybody wants that. Like, they want to believe that that is a thing.
But do you love anybody unconditionally?
No. Maybe... I want to say pets. Is that weird? And hopefully one day when I have children, I'd like to think. But there is nothing... There is no reason that I've loved, like, the pets that I've had in the past. Other than...
love them.
I just love them.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't believe in unconditional love?
No, I do. But then it's like... But then if... So say you have a child, obviously neither of us know what it's like to have a child, but you know that there's supposed to be some sort of unconditional love there. But is that subject to, like, what if they did something really bad, they killed someone, went to prison for 20 years, would you go and visit them every single day
I think the point is, yeah, because like the quote says, you love them for no reason.
So
you just love them because they are them.
Right,
existing.
okay. So say the answer's yes, and they do something terrible, but say then you find out one day that they're not your child. Somehow they got mixed up in the hospital. Find out that that child that you've loved unconditionally is actually not yours.
Yeah, but I think like...
Is that just conditioned to them being your child?
Because I think unconditional love comes for children that like you might adopt. Like, if you adopted a child, you know that isn't biologically
but it's still your adopted
child.
child.
Yeah, well, so is this one that's been mixed up in hospital.
Yeah, but then is it conditioned to you being my child, is what I'm trying to say. So this unconditional love that you have for your child, it's conditioned, like, it's subject to it being your child.
Yeah, but I think, like, once you've met someone and you feel that unconditional love, it doesn't really matter where it goes from then.
Yeah,
the love is the love is unconditional. So even if you found out that it wasn't your child, the love is unconditional. So you're gonna love them no matter what.
Yeah.
You love them because they are them, not because of because then it's conditional.
Yeah.
You love them because they're your child. Then that's conditional love. You love them for a reason. The reason is that they are your child.
I think I do believe in it. I don't know, maybe you have to get more specific on what the definition
Well, I
of
guess
conditional
the way you can think about it is, do you feel loved unconditionally by anybody?
No.
Wow.
No, I don't. I know that I've loved and loved things unconditionally myself.
Yeah. But
I don't
you
think
don't
anybody-
think anybody loves you unconditionally?
Do you?
Well, I think our parents might do. I don't think our parents love us for a reason, because they don't give them any.
Speak for yourself.
But then, no, because that just goes back to it. Do they just love us because we're their kids?
Yeah. No, there's no. I don't think there's any such thing as unconditional, conditional love, because you could then just say that if we were, like, say we didn't know our parents and we were strangers, what, are they just going to start loving us one day? Like, how can you define what conditional and unconditional love actually is?
Because unconditional love is where you love someone literally for their soul, for you don't have a reason. So it is where they could do whatever, they could go and murder 50 people on the street and you still love them, because there is no reason that you love them, you just do.
Okay, I think I'm overcomplicating it in my mind, but I'm going to go for the answer yes, unconditional love does exist, because it's the same thing. We don't choose who we love. I believe we don't choose who we love, and that's basically the same sort of principle as unconditional love is real. That's what I'm settling on. Don't talk to me anymore because I'll change my mind.
Okay.
What about you?
I am unsure, because I don't think I have the capability to love anything or anyone unconditionally.
What about your dog?
I love Nelly under the conditions that, seeing as we're slanging off Libras today, because my dog is a Libra, right? I love Nelly under the conditions that she behaves, that she is cute, and that she provides love to me.
So if all of that went, you won't love her anymore?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
I love her for there's conditions to this love. There just is. That's just like saying, if your boyfriend or girlfriend just like started being horrible to you, you're gonna love them anymore. No, you're not.
Yeah, because then you could be like, say I get cheated on by my boyfriend, I'm still gonna love him, but then say we break up and don't see each other for 15 years, I'm not gonna love him anymore. Like, that condition is we haven't seen each other for 15 years, so I'm not going to love them anymore.
Yeah, so I don't think I love pets unconditionally. I don't think I love anyone unconditionally. And I don't even know if I'd be able to love my child unconditionally, but I can't speak for that because I've not had that experience. But I'm sure some people do. So when I say I don't believe in it for myself, I think there will always be conditions, and I will probably always...
What, for you? But you believe it's out there?
Yeah, I will probably always make sure there's conditions on the love, because I don't want to love someone or anything unconditionally, except for myself. Actually, there's one person...
Oh, for fuck's sake,
there is one
Beyonce.
thing in this whole world that I will love unconditionally, and that is me. I'm sorry, but it is.
It's giving Virgo, Beyonce, slay.
It's
queen.
giving the Virgo superiority complex.
I can't believe you said that. You'll love yourself unconditionally?
Yeah,
No, not a chance.
but no one else, and nothing else. Everything else
So,
comes
what
with
about I don't know, what if something takes over you?
What do you mean? Have I been possessed?
I don't know. You're gonna love yourself no matter what.
No matter what.
What if you get in a car accident and lose all your memory?
Right, well, I
So
don't...
it's subject to that. Surely.
Subject to me being able to remember that I love myself. I feel like this is getting so complicated.
This has gone on for too long.
But I think, yeah, the only person I love unconditionally is myself. That is just a fact. And everyone else comes with condition. And I think for me to love myself unconditionally, I have to put conditions on all the other relationships, because that is me giving myself that love, showing myself that self-love by having these conditions on relationships to make sure that I'm treated appropriately, even by my dog.
You've gone full circle with that.
Don't know what I'm going to do if I fall out of love with Nelly. Do I give it to you? Do I give her away?
Well, I guess you
No,
can still look after
take her off me
things.
now.
Yeah, you can still look after things without loving them.
Wow.
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. That might have to be another question for
That's
another
next
day.
week's episode. Next week's question.
Well, I think we've come to the end of this week's episode. Tara looks like she's basically fallen asleep.
That question's taking it out.
Well, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.